Didn't stand a chance. A Brentwood police officer shot and killed seconds after he walked into this home. Less than 2 hours later, the house burned to the ground after it exploded. Now, there are many new developments to pass along to you tonight. Investigators just revealed what happened at that home. Good evening to you. I'm Jonathan Elias.
I'm Paula Eben. An autopsy shows that 47-year-old officer Stephen Arkell died from gunshot wounds and was dead before the fire at the home started. Police found the suspected gunman dead in the garage, but it's unclear at this point how he died. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused the explosion, which destroyed the house. ATF agents are on scene assisting police in their investigation, and they plan to be there through the end of the week at this point. We have live team coverage for you tonight, starting with our New Hampshire Bureau Chief Michael Rosenfield, who's live in Brentwood with the latest on the investigation. Michael?
Paula, investigators today describing a pretty detailed timeline of what exactly happened inside the subdivision behind me yesterday afternoon. It all began with a 911 call and would end with the death of a local police officer. A small memorial at the front entrance to the Mill Pond Crossing subdivision, a place of devastation one day earlier, with gunshots, a fire, and an explosion terrifying this community.
It was a loud boom, and I just said to my husband, I said to Richard, what was that?
Today, state investigators shed new light on the sequence of events that led to the tragic shooting death of Brentwood police officer Stephen Arkell. It began at 4:02 Monday afternoon with a neighbor calling 911 to report a loud domestic dispute between Michael Nolan and his father, Walter.
The caller indicated that they could hear the son swearing at the father.
Officer Arkell arrived at the home at 4:10, asked Walter if he could go inside.
Almost immediately, witnesses indicate that they hear what is described as 3 volleys of gunfire.
Another officer, Derek Franick, then responded, arriving at the scene at 4:14 and went inside the home.
He indicated that when he went in that residence, he noticed that there was a wall that had been sprayed with bullets, and he saw Officer Arkell on the floor on his back.
Franick was fired upon but escaped. At 4:47 p.m., smoke could be seen coming from the house. Then an explosion at 5:49. Both sides of the duplex were leveled. Investigators don't know what caused the smoke, flames, and ensuing explosion.
You know, I think that based on what we saw, accidental is probably not likely.
Neighbors say this woman lived on the other side of the duplex and lost everything. When the fire was out, Officer Arkell was found with multiple gunshot wounds. Michael Nolan, who authorities say was the shooter, was found deceased as well.
And the son lives upstairs, and he's always been kind of a recluse.
Investigators say they still have a lot of questions that need to be answered, and that they will likely be out here at the crime scene throughout the week, processing that crime scene probably through Friday, trying to collect as much evidence as possible and trying to shed some light on the situation, trying to figure out why the shooter opened fire in the first place. We're live in Brentwood, New Hampshire. Michael Rosenfield, WBZ News.
And somebody who might have the answer to that would be the father. Michael, we know that Nolan's father was the one who said that Officer Arkell could go into the house. What happened to him? What is he telling police?
Right, this is what we know about Walter. He's a man in his 80s. He lived at the duplex with his son. He was there when the first officer arrived. He let that officer into the home, and that's when the officer was shot and killed. When the second officer arrived, he found Walter outside the home. He handcuffed him as a safety precaution, as a matter of safety, and then our cameras could see that Walter was placed on a stretcher and taken to a local hospital. He was treated and released. He basically was not hurt, and at this point, he is recovering from this frantic situation with some family members.
All right, Michael Rosenfield coming to us live from Brentwood this evening. Michael, thank you.